South Dakota State and Montana, two blue bloods in the FCS, going head-to-head on Saturday for a right to advance into the quarterfinals. When I saw this matchup, it reminded me a bit of a situation when filling out your brackets with March Madness in college basketball. You go region by region and you just kind of pencil in the 1 seed to get to the Sweet 16, the Elite 8, the Final Four. But in this particular instance, you realize that the matchup in the second round for this 1 seed will be against an 8 seed, and that 8 seed is North Carolina. The North Carolina Tar Heels, a blue blood in college basketball, and it catches your attention. But you look at North Carolina and you realize they haven't had a great year. They've won enough games to kind of sneak into the tournament, but they probably won't win this game. However, you do know that they have two guys on their roster that are flamethrowers. They can drop 20 to 30 points on you in an instant. And that is what Eli Gilman and Junior Bergen are. Those guys can do things that few can in the FCS. Go back and watch their highlights against Tennessee State. Ridiculous what they did. So those guys can change a game. I am not saying they are going to beat South Dakota State. If Mark Gronowski and Adam Bach are leading the units at South Dakota State, I'm not picking against the Jacks. No one should. Those guys have proven that they get it done when it matters most. I'm just pointing out that Montana is certainly capable of winning this game. It's Montana. It's North Carolina. These kind of programs can beat anyone on any given day. And a message for the fans. This is as good as it gets in the FCS. The Montana Grizzlies are coming to Brookings. They haven't done so since 1970. And it's going to be 45 degrees. I just mentioned Mark Gronowski and Adam Bach. This could be your last time you get to see them play live. Not saying it will. You might get next week as well. But let's be honest. There's a lot of people who aren't going to go to a game if the Seattle Seahawks are in town because the weather just sucks. I get it. It's 15 degrees out and the wind is howling. You're not going to go to the game. Fine. Then go this week. Come this week. Watch and cheer on the seniors that have done so much for you, have brought real joy into your life. Come to the game. It's 45 degrees, and it's Montana, and it's the FCS playoffs. I hope Jackrabbit Nation shows out and shows up. Revenge factor. Gotta favor Montana. I understand the history with Jimmy Rogers and how his career ended as a player. He got his revenge last year. Montana, their dreams were squashed a season ago by South Dakota State. The moment that they saw the brackets come out and they realized what a win against Tennessee State would allow them to do, come to Brookings to play this team with what happened last year, they've been talking about it for weeks. Montana's going to have an edge. South Dakota State, they'll be ready too, but I'm just saying, I'm giving a slight edge to Montana in the motivation category. And also, too, worth pointing out, Mark Gronowski and Adam Bach, we mentioned them, all the seniors. This is the first time that this actually could be the last time that they play in Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium. It's not like it was a season ago where they have their COVID year. They have a season left of eligibility. Mark said he's gone after this year, and Adam Bach has no years left to play, and several of the kids on the team, it's the same situation for them. I'm just pointing out that it's going to be a different feel, and they could feel a bit tight. Not saying they will, but it's just something to pay attention to. And when I look at the spread, opened as South Dakota State as a 23-point favorite, that seemed high to me. It's since gone down to 21. I think Montana will cover that. I really do. I think the Jacks play a good game. They do enough defensively to stifle and take care of Montana, but it's a good competitive game. The Jacks pull away in the second half, and they win it by a final of 33-17.